Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Starcom Nexus. In the last episode, we started playing the game again after at least, I think, a 3-month break since the last time I had fired this game up. I think more than that. I think it was more like 5 months ago or something of the sort during the summer. We've found a jamming station and deactivated it, and we've destroyed some Sentinel bases. We also increased the difficulty of the game. I just want to make sure it's saved that. It did, right? We're at 6 now. Thought we changed it to 6. Oh, maybe I didn't hit save changes. All right, well, we'll try that. And it's going okay for us. We're still using the same ship that we used in the last section. We've upgraded some of our speed. We've researched additional speed technology, turning and moving faster in the warp, which is what we're doing at the moment. And we've learned that the Sentinels are using some sort of super-powered cannon of sorts, and got a piece of it. We still have not unlocked any flak information, drone information, enough to build them, and not enough information to build that new gun that we had seen. We've learned that there is some time shenanigans happening, having found a Starcom station here. And Tillman believes we were sent into the past. The Commodore believes that we were sent into the future. And the Chief Engineer believes we were sent to another alternate dimension or reality instead. Interesting. One of them is correct. There's that signal in the cosmic microwave background again. It's a bit clearer now that we've eliminated that noise station, but still heavily masked. Anyway, we're picking up where we left off. So, hey everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Starcom Nexus. We're talking about video games, as we played this video game in the last episode. And I think we're going to do more of that now, too. So let's go ahead and chat for a bit. Before I talk about other video games I played in 2022, though, I want to talk a little bit about why I have such backlogs created, and when was I able to record so many videos a few months ago. The summer is my least favorite season. It's hot, it's humid, it's filled with biting insects here in New Jersey, and there's not many places I can go to walk here in South Jersey unless I'm willing to travel 2.5 miles to go up to Central or North Jersey. It's not very pleasant, and so most of my time in the summer is spent indoors instead of outdoors. As such, I spend more of my time thus around my computer than I normally do. I spend a lot of time around it anyway, because I work on this computer. So ever since COVID happened, I've been working from home for the past 3 years now, just about. It's wonderful, and we're not really going back to work either. There's a requirement, and I work in the tech field, which allows me to work from home. In any case, because I have so much time in the summer, I begin trying to record a few games on the sly while recording other games for the channel. And so I'm able to have a backlog for a handful of them at that time. I believe I was able to slip in some Starcom Nexus, was able to get in some Inn of the Sands as well, and I think originally I had a nice backlog of Oreo Battle 64 before I began uploading it once every 3 days originally. Whew, wow, what a commitment that was. Anyway, I hope you guys don't mind the backlogs. And I am recording this. Today is now December 13th, 2022, a day after yesterday, obviously, the 12th when I began playing the game again. I'll probably be trying to fit in one of these a day until I'm done with the game, so I have a nice long backlog to go. Having a backlog of games or videos to go also means that when I upload one a day for about an hour each, I've got a nice buffer where I don't need to record like 2 or 3 games in a single day. Or if I have not a lot of free time, I can go ahead and just use that free time to exercise, like go out walking or hiking, or play D&D with my brothers, or do something else that isn't recording a game for my channel. Not that I mind doing so, but it is nice to break it up occasionally. It also lets me mix up the games I'm playing, since sometimes if I get super addicted and involved in the games I'm currently recording, and this lets me stop myself from recording so many games, because I can't compress down the video so often. I can't record and compress, and I end up running out of space. So by playing different games and then compressing those down, it stops me from having a backlog of some of the games I am also uploading to my channel. Won't make a lot of sense unless you do this sort of stuff yourself, I'm sure, and I apologize if I'm not making much sense, but I just figured I'd share a little bit of that with you guys. Alright, and we're approaching another star sector. So before we talk about, I guess we could talk about this quickly. So we played in 2022 on screen. That would be this year. We played or maybe next year, depending on when this gets uploaded, The Consuming Shadow. And that's also a game I recorded every single Halloween season. It's I don't want to call it a side scroller, but that would be the most accurate way to describe the combat section of it. It's a roguelike side scroller set in a world where like Cthulhu-esque things are going on, and your objective is to stop an ancient from breaking free into our world. By playing this little game, we discover little bits and pieces about who is or isn't the invading god. There are 3 gods who are trying to invade there are 3 gods present whenever you play the game, and of them, we're not catching it, and they're gonna see me. That's the Vendari. This looks like they're probably their home world or something. They're the ones who always want to trade with us, and I'd like to not get so close to them. That's quite a big force of theirs. We haven't been trading recently, and they've been trading technology to them. They've been giving us useless tech in return, and I don't feel it's been fair, so I don't want to trade with them again, but we're going to want to explore that planet. Let's see what happens if we go down there. At the very least, I'm going to want some of them scattered. Freighters. Frigates. Nothing special about the sun that's here. You should offer us a valuable technology. It would repair our relationship with you, and we have something to offer in return. I don't know. We haven't been doing this with them recently. No. I'm afraid we can't offer you any technology at the moment. Next time we consider. It is an important gesture to us. I don't like their constant pestering. Oh, there was nothing even on this planet. I'm going to mark this, though. So I know not to just teleport in here. Supposedly there was something special here, though, right? Oh, it's around this area. Or rather, we've discovered the location of these warp gates, but not perhaps necessarily what is near them. Okay, let's get to the whirlpool. I play Consuming Shadow every year. I play about 2 or 3 runs on screen. There's different characters you can unlock, and the game's different each time you play because the clues you get and which god might be invading are different. And so you have to try to puzzle it out, as well as do well in the combat and detectiving areas of the game where you're exploring different sections. It's well done. I like it. Although I do only like the Scholar, the first character class that you have in the game. I don't like the other ones very much. something here. Let's see what it could be. Beautiful looking city. The survey lander touches down in this world's lone spaceport. Its administrators seem unfazed by an unknown alien race arriving in their midst. After filling out some paperwork, the team is free to explore the city, which seems roughly on par technology with 22nd century Earth. The relatively advanced technology makes locating the anomaly tricky, but eventually the team triangulates to a large glass building whose signage translates to the Museum of Antiquity. Inside is a large collection of artifacts, pretty much all of the more historic note than research value. However, in one well-secured display case is an object of distinct interest: the almost unrecognizable remains of a Starcom uniform. Attached to the waist is a small personal data archive. On the collar is some kind of unrecognized communicator bearing the word Mooring Star. We want this. It could be one of those keys we're looking for, or not keys according to Pillman. Some of the algorithms required to reduce the search space for figuring out how to decrypt the code to access the Sentinels and logic and stop them from attacking us and access information that may lead us to getting out of here. Have the team try to negotiate the device's purchase. The team locates the museum curator, who immediately recognizes their uniforms. After some introductions, he can shed a little light on the uniform in the display. It was acquired as part of an artifact exchange with a Zor Guild agent. While the curator appreciates the team's interest, it is not for sale. Offer to trade for it. The curator at first demurs, insisting that it is one of the highlights of the collection, and they still have much to learn from its advanced technology. But after he confers with his director, it seems that was a prelude to negotiations. Eventually, they outline a list of artifacts that they are eager to acquire. The requested objects are the following: a heartwood sample from the Ydragis tree. We know where that is. An intact singing crystal cluster. I think we know where that is as well. The scepter of a Gortanu Hierophant, which I don't think we've seen yet. If the team is able to deliver these, they'll surrender the Mooring Star artifacts. In addition, they request a new Starcom uniform and communication device for their display. I guess we can just give them one of ours. It's like a scavenger hunt. I haven't done one of those since the academy. This list is a bit more esoteric than the Flight Master's underpants. You didn't strike me as the type who would go and do that, first officer. How about that? Anything special about this star? Nope. Anyway, the music is great, the writing is really good. It reminds me of some of the H.P. Lovecraft books with how esoteric it is, and the darkness lashes out, the smell of fear and stuff like that. It's got some really unique looking creatures. I like the theme they went for in it. I like the shadow play in it as well, for the way that you do the exploration and what it feels like to be adventuring through the areas looking for spells or pieces of the banishment ritual that you need. On a rocky shoal, a dozen meters beneath the sea's surface, lies an enormous starship. The seawater flooded the interior compartments millennia ago, and any valuable technological equipment has since turned into artificial reefs for exotic fish. A single interior area, possibly the bridge, seems to have survived longer. Perhaps its bulkheads only gave way recently. Besides some salvageable minerals, the engineer notices that the navigational computer's holographic display matrix has an image burnt into its splitter crystal. She's able to reconstruct a fairly high-quality two-dimensional projection. There's also a set of coordinates that appear to reference a fairly precise point on the planet's surface. If we could locate the planet in question. Another type of quest. If we can find this star system and this planet in it, that will tell us that we can get something from this. We might have it already, but let's keep exploring around. We'll look at our quests after we find the next algorithm that we need in this area. Let's see. We should go this way first. Anyway, I like Consuming Shadow. I like the Scholar. It's fun to play it every year. More than that, and I begin to feel like it slightly works out its welcome, only because the gameplay itself is the same. But most games are like that, right? So it's not really a complaint I have. Yeah, it's not really a complaint I have. So I like it. I can give it 2 thumbs up. Always like playing Consuming Shadows. I played through Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. Just finished it. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but just about a month ago now. Feels like just yesterday. I was leading Kristoff through the streets of New York. I both love and hated that game. I liked the story, the voice acting, and the theme. I especially liked the ancient vampire area. Rather ancient? What took place in the Middle Ages was fun. Or the Dark Ages. I liked running around with sword and shield, where creatures were in the street, and you were repulsing them, and people just knew monsters existed, and so on. The New World was fun too, but I did like how novel the older area was, since I'm not familiar with the Vampire the Masquerade lore from that era, or during that time period. I disliked the controls. I disliked the AI, especially. And there was no way for you to control it. The pathing is some of the worst pathing in the world. The AI is some of the worst AI I have ever seen. And we're not catching it. Unless it goes to this planet, we're not catching it. Oh! I hate you. Why are you in the... Oh, okay. A swarm probe didn't encounter anything. We hit that one Vendari, and they immediately opened fire, which is fair. Okay, well, I won't continue firing at them. We do not need to begin hostilities with them. That was an accident. A very expensive accident for them in particular. Oh, there's another planet out here. Alright, let's visit that. Yeah, so the gameplay itself was very painful, and there's no way I would have finished it had I not been allowed to cheat for the playthrough. And one of the only motivating factors I had to actually finishing the game was you guys, so thank you for that, because I really enjoyed most of the story for the game. And I like the ending in particular. It's nice to have a good ending, and I liked that you could play Kristoff like a Catholic. As someone who is Catholic, that's pretty rare to see these days, where it just doesn't immediately assume that if you're religious, you're the bad guy. We see a Sentinel Interceptor. Is it heading after us? It is, but slowly. We can probably at least scan this barren planet here. Something on it. We have time to do this really quick. Yet another planetoid with platinum deposited around the crater. It seems likely that a large platinum-rich body was destroyed eons ago, possibly by a supernova, and its remains were scattered throughout the galaxy. Alright, let's get that interceptor. Right, we're now using antimatter warheads, too. So if we can land those rockets, that will go a long way to helping us destroy these things quickly. I see more of them. I want to destroy all of these. Really? You survived that? We didn't want them picking that up. Man. With the antimatter warheads now, I feel like we should increase this again. Let's go up to 8. We probably should speak with the Uku trader also, just to see if he has any new information for us now that we're on this quest to find the keys. Or not keys. I like the different batches of color on this planet's surface, red and pink. I wonder if the void took place here. Hello, traders. We'll be with you in a bit. Another hematite-covered world. Like the last, this one acts as a gravimeter, revealing hidden deposits of valuable neutronium. Hold on, trader. We'll speak with you. In cool waters we saw you again. Our story was at a turning. Things for things or knowledge. What did we do when we swam together? Knowledge? Oh! The death of Ygrigus, but we know where this is already. All set on stories. We found that tree in the last episode. It's right down here. So we don't need to pay for information about it. I was hoping for some information about the other bits that we would have wanted to help us find the... to help us gain access to that Starcom suit. Yeah, so Vampire Masquerade Redemption, while I'm glad I played through it and I had fun playing it with you guys, it was only through cheating that I was able to do it, by spawning endless amounts of... well, not endless amounts, but it felt like that later on in the game, given how the AI decides just to use items willy-nilly, even if you tell it not to. Lots of Vitae potions, lots of bloodstones, and I would never have gotten through it without that. I cannot recommend Vampire the Masquerade Redemption, even though I do not regret playing through it, but it wouldn't score very high because of how frustrating the game was. I can't believe it was released in such a state. God, was just... oh, it was so painful. So painful. Alright, let's get to that other planet near the whirlpool. We played through, or I played through, Mainframe Defenders once this year. I'm intending to play through that game at least once or twice every year, because I really enjoy Mainframe Defenders. It's a squad-based, turn-based strategy game. It'd be a bit similar to the Heroes Quest board game, if you're a little familiar with that. You choose 4 units, 4 heroes, basically, and you do random missions for money, or what's called antimatter in the game, and loot, various weapons or armor or miscellaneous pieces of equipment. You can move and act, or act and move, and the amount of actions you have is based on your AP. Most weapons or items take 2, and most of your units have 2. Some take more. There's ways to get more action points if you want to do so. You don't have to worry about cheat. Positioning is important. You need to recognize what enemies you're fighting. I love it. What a great turn-based game it is. I think off-screen I played through the game about another 10 times this year. I really like the game. I suppose I should mention that the designer of that game is releasing a different game altogether, which seems to be both a bit like a... I don't want to say a visual novel, but I've heard that's what it's a bit like, and also a turn-based tactical game in some aspects of it. I don't remember what it's called, but it looks promising. I'll have to see if I can find it. But it, too, will be entering early access. And as such, I don't buy early access games. I can't really tell you if it's good or not. But I will be watching it, and I'll probably pick it up when it comes out and see if I like it or not. But I like Mainframe Defenders very much. I think it's on sale permanently now, like they lowered the cost. I don't know what it costs. I already own it. Maybe it's really cheap, but it's like, well, I actually don't know. Actually, why don't I take a look really quick before I keep talking? So, $6. Game is $6 now. I love it. I love that game. Absolutely great. Like that the developer finally also lowered the price. Reminds me a bit of... So, I mean, I don't mind. I think I paid like $20 for it. And I never really mind when the developer of a game lowers the price after a while. Davis. Is that right? No. Mark Pay, the gentleman who made the Spirit Engine 2, eventually gave the game away for free if you wanted it, after people bought it originally. And I bought that game, I think, 4 times. Paying for the game versus getting it for free has never really reduced my enjoyment of the games when the developers lower the price. And if nothing else, it may tempt a few other people to play it. So I was really happy to hear that he lowered the price for some folks. An anomaly on this Class R dust ball. The anomaly appears to be the heat signature of a small ship nestled at the far end of a narrow boulder-filled canyon. The ship's guns have been oriented for maximum coverage. After waiting in almost an hour, the team doesn't detect any movement. If we rush the ship, weapons ready, if there's someone on the ship, they might think we're hostiles because we're acting like hostiles and open fire. If we fire on the ship's guns and they're not hostile, then we damage the ship or possibly detonate it. There could be valuable technology, or the guy could then try to take off and get away if he's here. If we see the ship and he is hostile, he might get a few shots off, we might lose someone, but we can always back off. Let's signal the ship. The team tries to get the ship's attention by radio. When that fails, they try signaling it with mirrors, then the lander's laser. After waving a makeshift flag, they conclude that either nobody is home, or they are deliberately ignoring the survey team. Alright, rush the ship, weapons ready. The team storms up the canyon, taking advantage of the natural cover provided by the boulders. Their tactical maneuvers prove unnecessary. The ship's sole occupant, some kind of avian creature, appears to have died quite a long time ago. As far as the team engineer can ascertain, this was probably a smuggler who landed here to make emergency repairs to the ship's reactor, which had blown the equivalent of a fuse. The smuggler was apparently not an engineer and managed to complete the connection with his Talon. This created what was probably a brief but spectacular light show. The team helps themselves to the smuggler's goods. 17 titanium, 13 chirolate, 10 cobalt 60. Anyway, I can recommend it Mainframe Defenders. The music also is really good. I like the synthwave that plays, especially for the later stages. And I occasionally still die in the game. I only played it on normal with extra perks given to the enemy AI, because it makes it nice and tough. And I haven't played it on hard, but normal I find is a good difficulty for me, and I still occasionally die because I'm too greedy, or at the very end mission I'm too overconfident, and I end up getting, I end up in situations where I can't actually win, and I love it, that it's still that difficult for me on occasion. This is a water world. Let's see what's on this one. Even before the splashdown, the source of the anomaly reading is obvious. The glow of a Chenerkov radiation bathes the shallow waters of the sea in an ominous violet light. From the surface, scans indicate that the reactor of a submerged vessel is leaking xenium-36, a dangerous byproduct of some reactor systems. The force section of the ship has broken off and lies several hundred meters away. Explore the force section then, if you're able to. The aft section is probably still too irradiated. The bridge is mostly intact. It seems to be some type of private merchant vessel crewed by a mix of races, judging from the various skeletal remains. The team is able to interface with the ship's computer. Several of the captain's log entries seem of interest. Question mark date. Okay, so we don't have any dates. We've taken an assignment to deliver some cargo to the Vendari. It's sealed up tight and the agent was evasive about what it is. No doubt something dangerous given the fee we were offered. Advised to avoid the main Nexus routes, which is going to add a lot of time. Next date. Met Ulku trader coming out of someplace. Picked up some additional fuel. Unknown date. Sentinel coming up on us for routine scan. Unknown date reference. Sentinels opened fire immediately after scan. Main reactor import engine heavily damaged. Since when do the Sentinels care about smuggling? going to have to do a controlled crash on and try shut down the reactor. What must have happened is that I suppose there were humans on board this, or this was a human ship at some port of some sort, and their activation into shooting down all humans occurred between when this guy had last seen the Sentinel, and thus he was fired upon. Have the team investigate the aft section. As the team approaches, it's clear that the radiation plume is devastating the local ecosystem. At 200 meters, the Beta and Omicron readings are too high to get any closer. The team collects a sample of the irradiated water for further analysis. Return to the ship. Lots of stuff we want to come back for. I've checked the team's sample of that reactor leak. With the right stable isotope, we should be able to neutralize the xenium. Maybe Dr. Pillman's team could help? I've done this quest. It's really tricky. I had to think about it for a bit and then design something specifically to handle the quest. You'll see what I'm talking about probably in the next episode where we'll make an attempt. Nothing special about the star. We see a hostile Sentinel cutter on the way. Something on that planet, but we have hostiles. Let's deal with the cutter first. Okay, well that was really easy. Then again, cutters only have laser weapons, so as long as you stay away, there'll be no problem. I hear it. No, you don't. Another swarm probe. This one doesn't seem to have encountered any interesting phenomena in its travels. Maybe we're all done with them. The anomaly detected from orbit appears to be somewhere within a winding desert canyon. The canyon walls are too close and irregular to pilot the lander in, so the team approaches on foot. Strange sounds seem to echo from all around. Uh-oh. Had the team explore the canyon. The team spends hour after hour exploring the winding canyon until the light amount is gone. The team engineer concludes that the anomaly was just a strange radar echo produced by the canyon's Byzantine shape. Kind of interesting that it can do that to our scanners. Hold on, we're right near this planet, so we're going to check it. What the heck? So much is in this sector. Oh, look at those. I wonder how... I'm guessing these are like mountains. And so these must be massive orbs of some sort. This planet apparently supported intelligent life, possibly as recently as a few centuries ago. Various cliff settlements attest to an early Bronze Age culture. The most interesting evidence is a cluster of stone spheres, carved from various types of rock, some not found for over 100 kilometers. Of course, their shape probably made them more easy to transport, but even then it would be no simple feat, with the largest over 10 meters in diameter. 10 meters? So this is nowhere near as big as I'm thinking it is then, if this is the largest one. I feel like that should be kilometers or something instead of meters. Petroglyphs in nearby caves clearly reference the stones according to the Universal Translator. At one point, there were names and stories for each stone. But now, only the one of the small dark gray stone is legible. It is called the Enslaver. According to the story, it wages war to gain captives who it sends into a dark labyrinth. Those who survive come out as hideous monsters for the Enslaver's army. Apart from this primitive myth, some of the stones have trace amounts of neutronium, probably responsible for their unusual hardness. You know, I wonder if these... It only occurs to me now that I wonder if these colors are related to, like, the planets that we've seen. So, like, Is the black like the sun? There's 2 water planets, a gas planet, and 3 desert planets? We'll leave the stones alone. We don't need to pulverize them. Right, because we see, like, it would be 2 blue planets. Which I don't see around here. I guess I can look for that off screen if I remember. Let's explore this one. And then we'll head over here to those 2 stars. And since we're so close, we'll wait to talk about stuff until we're on the way to those stars. A planetoid. Looks rather barren. But that doesn't mean there's nothing hidden on it. Let's give it a check. Nothing. Okay, so... Okay, let's head on over to these. A pre-supernova giant? That'll be cool to see. Okay. We played through... Oh, and of course I can recommend Mainframe Defenders. I really like it. 2 thumbs up for me. We played through Eternal Darkness this year as well. Oh my goodness. It had been some 20 years since I had last played that game on my GameCube. Great theme. I remembered it being rather dungeon-centric in a way that would be similar to like one of the Zelda games, but a little less so. And that's what it was. If you didn't mind the dungeons, they were rather simple, most of them, and the puzzles were as well, but they still got a great theme going on with the ancients trying to invade, and I like the story and the settings that were in it as well. They took a real gamble on releasing something like that back in 2002 for the Nintendo system too, but I think it played off very well. I liked all the characters, I liked the voice acting, the story, the music, loved the antagonist. Very fun game. I really liked Eternal Darkness and playing through it again. Yeah, really good. Maybe we should play that once a year, but it would be very similar every year we play it, if we want to get the true ending. So actually, as I speak about it, no, I won't do it. It will just be too similar. It won't be entertaining enough, I think, to watch me play through the same thing 2 more times with slightly different deities. But I liked it. You can't really buy Eternal Darkness, but I had a ROM for it from some time ago, and an emulator able to play it. So, if you can find those things, I would recommend it. We're playing through Ogre Battle 64 at the time I record this. There's another Nintendo game, or a game that was produced for the Nintendo system many, many years ago now. 1999, I want to say, or sometime around then. I remember moving out to my parents' house shortly after it was released. A very fun auto battler. One of the few army building auto battlers. Do you keep your scientific learning from us because you have hostile intentions? Offer us some technology, and we will return the exchange with knowledge and continued peace. No. I don't like the way this is going. No. Now, I might have considered it had you not kind of threatened me. Here's another morsel of free knowledge. You should have given us your technology when we asked diplomatically. Oh, wow. Their missiles hurt. Ours turn better and last longer. But with the increased difficulty, I just can't stand there and deliver. that's too far away. Oh, that's gonna really hurt. Oh, this is gonna also really hurt. Nice. Nice. Very good. Glad to have them finally as enemies. So I suspected this was going to be the eventual outcome when I began not trading with them originally. I'm not gonna let any of you live. You decide to start this, I'm gonna be the one to finish it. Though it is interesting that we now have another hostile race. So they will be hostile to us wherever we go now. Oh man, look at that! Look at this planet. That looks. I love the coloring of this one. Unstable mantle. The surface of this planet solidified in the past 500,000 years or so, giving us an unusual glimpse into early continental formation. Anyway, Ogre Battle 64 is an auto-battler, which means that you don't have much control over what your units do. You're relying on the AI to make the right choices based around where you put your forces in a squadron, where they're placed on a grid, and how you've told your army to fight. It's rather interesting, and one of the only games I've played that actually does this sort of thing, and I very much liked it and wanted to play through it again. Having not played the game for, I think, about 8 years or so. I actually own it on my Nintendo Wii, which I point to with my thumb, and no one can see me as I gesture with my thumb over my shoulder there. But I very much like it. The story holds up well even today, and I think the gameplay, while it's rather simple, is still enjoyable. Oh, this is a bright sun, but I want to get close to you. Okay, nothing interesting about the sun. We have more Vidari, and they are guarding... Oh my god, look at them all. Maybe we shouldn't have increased the difficulty as much as we did. That's an armada. I feel like this will take forever if I decide I want to actually fight them, so we're probably not going to be able to do that. Yeah, there's just too many. There's someone else... Oh! I don't know who else is around there, but all I see are hostile ships. What are they guarding? They're guarding a planet and that warp. Well, we don't have any more technology to really increase our ship. Well, actually, we do have a few research points by now. But we're going to need to make some more progress forward if I want to actually have stronger lasers, which I feel like we need now, or better shields for this vessel of ours, which apparently we're going to be keeping for a bit. Oh wow, there's some cruisers there or something. Got one of them, but at this rate, more will just come out of probably of that portal. We should try taking them out, the ones that are on the outskirts. Like, as if we're a shark. Oh my god! We're dead! That's a lot of... That's a lot! That's a lot of missiles. Like 20 of them. Oh my god, we survived, but we did lose 3 people. That's $3 more I gotta add. I don't know if I can do this. That's just, there's just too many of them guarding that area. Oh wow, that's a good thing we didn't slam into that. That's one of those, it would destroy them as well, but it will destroy us too. So we cannot destroy that. And they're not heading down near it anyway. So I would need every single missile I've got. If we had flak, this would be a lot more doable. Potentially. There's another guy dead. I'm gonna get myself killed if I hang out near that thing over here somewhere. I know I am, but we're gonna try. Vendari battlecruiser, yep. I've always... Oh god, Tim, your face, you don't want to be here. I've always... Okay, we can't do that. That's just too tough for us. There's too many at this difficulty. We can lower the difficulty. I guess maybe I should lower it by 1 point, but we'll keep it at this level currently. That's too tough. So we can't get to that planet. Let's take this whirlpool and we'll limp back and try to get back to HQ, basically Kite Station. Yeah, let's lower the difficulty just a bit. Let's see. Oh, it's 8. Never mind. I'll leave it at 8. 8's fine. I need a different type of ship if I'm going to handle that. They're too far away. We can't see all of them right now. I doubt they just left through the portal. Maybe they did. Hold on. Let's check. If some of them left, we can scan that planet really quickly. No, they did not. They're just outside scan range. Okay, forget it. Not worth it. Darn it. Oh, wow. We have more who showed up over here, too. Well, let's deal with these so we can get to that warp and make sure it goes to where I think it goes. Ooh, it'll help him if you actually target something with the missiles. I've always wondered if the researches you give them determine what they use. Ooh, just lost 2 more people, Tim. Yeah, we can handle light amounts of them, or a few ships. Woo! They have a lot of armor on their vessels. I wonder if we'll actually be able to leave, because they'll be hostile down near where we were originally now, too. Okay, that does lead to the same spot. We have hostiles here. More Vendari. Their missiles can't turn as fast as we can, so if we can kind of stay near them... Oh my god, there's even more of them here! Wow. I don't think we can... I don't know if you can increase the difficulty this much. If I can just take out their missile launcher ships, well, we shouldn't have that much trouble. Well, knowing their lasers are not very dangerous. They're ramming speed, apparently. But we're gonna kill all these guys. That's what you get for threatening us and probably other races with your stupid give us technology or we'll kill you eventually. Oh, we made enemies of the Uku, apparently. We accidentally fired on them and now they're hostile to us too. We will try to avoid firing on them again. I don't know why they were running up trying to trade with us in the middle of a firefight like this. Woo! Okay. And we get a probe, possibly, for our efforts. No! No! Oh, we don't. Okay. That's a Vendari-held territory. So if we decide we want to go down there, we're likely to be attacked immediately, but we'll try. Keep our shields activated as we take this warp, though. Actually, I don't think they're... yes, they are still activated. Oh, we have sentinels here, too. And we want to destroy that sentinel, because that sentinel has flak on it. Oh, wow, Tim. You can't do that. That's simply too many. There's too many enemies there. Actually, they're in two separate groups. Oh, interesting. They've angered the Sentinel by accidentally firing on them. This is acceptable. Hey, that was my kill. Stay away from that. Stay from the Uku too. They don't mean to engage in battle. They're accidentally doing so. Did you guys kill all the sentinels? You did not. This is a frigate. I think if the Sentinels and the Vendari had not fired on each other, this would have gone a lot... This would have been a lot tougher for us. Gotcha, bitch! Alright. Nice. Woo! Victory. Can we apologize to the Uku? Because I did not mean to attack you. Okay. We are neutral again with them. Oh! Oh, it's down there. Let's get the piece from the tree while we're in the area. Kind of. While we're out and about. Let's get that. Actually, we're now... No, we're down 11 people, so we lost... 8 since we started, so I gotta add $8 to the jar. I hear you, but you're passing us. We are not gonna catch you. So we want to go here. Fire on a frigate immediately. Absolutely will destroy a Sentinel frigate. And we have more Sentinels. 4 of them. We can handle 4. Oh, or maybe we can. There's a frigate up there. We don't want to be lasered. Enough increased difficulty, we can't take very much of that. And they're really dangerous with the increased difficulty level 8. Oh my god, the damage just piles up very quickly, even with just one laser focusing on you. That's another Sentinel type of missile being fired at us. Oh, no. Tim. Can't take those hits. Ooh, Tim. You saw another person. Get away. Maybe 8's a little too tough for me. I think we're gonna have to lower the difficulty down to 6. Yeah, let's lower it down this. Sorry, not 6. Let's lower it to 7. The difficulty, in case you are wondering, I think increased difficulty means they can take more damage, they dish out more damage, there's more of them. It's a shame because I would like there just to be more of them, but that might make it a little too easy then for you to say farm them for supplies. That's a laser ship. I don't want to be near that. Oh ho ho. Yes. Okay. Whew, clear this area out. Let's pick up these supplies. And get on back to Kite Station. Spend some research. And then, everyone, I think we've been playing for an hour because of those battles we had at the very end. Maybe, in order to make that go a little faster, maybe we do put it back to 6. Since that was a fine difficulty. If I wasn't recording it, I think I would like playing at 7 or 8 to make it very difficult, but we'll leave it at 6 in the end. The tree. I was there for the tree and forgot. Alright, well, let's do a few things first, and we'll go back out for the tree, and then we'll call the session. Chief Engineer Chang has something to tell us, but first, let's go to Commodore Price. We could use more crew. Everyone's excited to join your crew. We're all counting on you. 12 more members. So I gotta add $9 to today. How's morale? Not too bad. My people hear that your crew's hopeful, and that makes them hopeful. Yesterday, our long-range scanners detected an unusual gravitational signal. It might just be a lensing artifact, but I've set the coordinates to your first officer. We do have the research for the isotope, but we'll talk with Pillman about that later. 447 for research. I think we get improved turbo finally. And that's practically all the speed upgrades, with the exception of Void Cruiser. We could finish the speed upgrades, but I think we'll be okay with what we've got currently. If I'm gonna... Well, difficulty 6 we were able to handle so far. Let's leave it as that. I wanted another laser upgrade, so let's take something... We don't... Actually, you're not using lasers quite yet. Don't do that. Further improves performance of damaged modules with a minimum module effectiveness of 40%. So the more we're damaged, we don't... we can still... If the damaged systems still work at 40% efficiency. We probably won't be damaged for very long, though. Is there any... Let's grab Accelerated Repair. Increase the rate of repair per crew member by 20%. Okay, how much is the next ship blueprint? Size upgrade. 500 for Behemoth class. Okay. Let's go get that bit on the tree. So that was all the way over here. And I think we... Where did I fight? Oh, we fought to leave that area. Okay. Let's go here. No hostiles. Okay. Right. So I guess we'll end it with talking a little bit more about Ogre Battle. If I had some complaints about Ogre Battle, it would be that although I really like the game because of how unique it was, especially at the time, a complicated real-time strategy game, an auto battler nonetheless, which not many people have done to my knowledge, and it came out way back when, and it still holds up some of it today. The art is good, the animation's good, story is good, music's good. Hold on, those are some seeds. Did I get those seeds? We must have. Oh, okay. Is that right? Did I save that? I did not. You know what? Forget it. I don't think we need to know about the seeds. I'm not going to clutter the map with it. If we do and I didn't mark them, well, That's gonna suck. But I'm willing to say I don't think we need them. Yeah, so if I had some complaints about the game, it's that the difficulty is on the way too easy side. There are so many things in favor of the player. Neutering enemy squadrons by eliminating the leader. The enemy squadrons are usually not in the best positions to fight you in. And they consist of generally weaker units even at later difficulties. You are also allowed to flee whenever you wish, and the enemy cannot do that. Cannot do the same. It's kind of a shame. I wish it was balanced a lot better than it is, but I still like it. And with a few house rules that I'm using for my playthrough, I think I found a good difficulty for it. Like, I can't run, for example, so I'm not allowed to flee if things do go badly for us. And whenever we fight something that can petrify us, there's always the risk that we lose multiple units to that. As one example, and of the units, the squadrons in my army, only 3 of them are allowed to be set to attack leader, and I haven't changed who has been set to attack leader for some time now, and I'm going to leave them at their current battle strategy as well. I think there's 1 or 2 other house rules. Also, when it comes to using items on screen, I'm only allowed to use 1 per second, since the AI is also able to do so. We got that swarm probe, but there's nothing that it found. So let's collect a sample of the tree's heartwood, which is what we're here for. The majestic tree still looms on the horizon. There's nothing more to learn, but the survey team reports the sight of it is quite inspiring. The team carefully extracts a small sample of the core using a flexible cable drill. That's one of the artifacts the museum requested. 2 more to go. Alright guys, so let's stop here. When we come back... I think we'll go, I'm not sure what we'll do. I have some things I would like to explore that we didn't last time, and that I think we should, now that enough time has elapsed. We haven't gone just straight out into, like, the void. And so, I'm going to do that, trying to do something that I did the first time I played the game, which ended up revealing something extraordinarily interesting, which I think you guys would like to see too. So we'll do that in the next episode. I guess we'll start with that, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone.